Okay.
You remembered.
So I remembered. It had something to do with the big sticky note on my computer. So today we have Twyla with us, who is a diamond coach in our Team Thrive group. I know that Tara knows her because she participated with her last month in the Cup and did an amazing job. But she is one of the leaders who I get to help lead with Lauren in our bigger group, and she's my sister from another mister, and the girl I kissed at Summit on the or started the kissing at Summit. I guess I kissed a few. Anyways, she is amazing. She is just a breath away from being a 1-star diamond, and she is 14 months of hitting a minimum Success Club 5. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
Awesome.
All in the mix of, fighting a little thing called cancer and going through radiation and everything else. So, Twyla, I'm going to give you a minute to kind of just introduce yourself and tell your story a bit, and then we'll go into everything else. So let me mute everybody else.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So, Tara, thank you for that. I've been a coach for almost 2 years. It's coming right up on that. It was like the middle of March of 2014 whenever I found Lauren posting just her randomness on Facebook and started following her and getting some workout ideas and stuff like that. I was a big runner back then, and so, but I'd kind of hit a plateau, and so I was looking for something else to kind of get in better shape and kind of get past that plateau. So I started following her and doing some of the workouts she was posting, and then we started chatting. Back then it was Pump, and so I ended up signing up with Pump and did that for about 6 months and was just a discount coach. Because we're a military family, and so Lauren had shared with us about the discount and for it being free and all of that. So I signed up for that, and I was just doing the Shakeology and Pump, and would share here and there if people talked to me and asked me what I was doing, but I really didn't have it as a business. And then my cancer, I had cancer like 6 years ago, thyroid cancer, and I found out right after I had my third baby. And so I had already went through all of that, and then I found out it had came back again. And so we were going through some major things, and I had already set my mind to make this a business. And so I actually started reaching out and making it a daily thing and doing my power hours and inviting and all of that. And after I decided to make it a business, I guess it was about 4 months after that was when I hit Diamond. So I've been at Diamond since last April, but I have one coach that's just like 2 coaches away from being Diamond, so that would be my 1-star. And then I have another coach that's got a couple as well. So my goal is to be a 2-star by Summit, and I'm also, my husband's underneath me as well, and so I can also build that side too. But currently, yes, I am going through thyroid cancer again. I found out in October and got it taken out. It's in my lymph nodes this time, and it's a lot more aggressive. And so it's been a lot different even than the last time, because it's just a whole nother ball game. And so because of the holidays, they went ahead and pushed my radiation back until after Christmas. So in January, I had my radiation and was in isolation for 11 days. And then I came back home, and I've just been still dealing with the side effects from radiation and my thyroid levels being high. And I also have been affected by my taste buds and things from the radiation. So it's hard for me to talk to, and my mouth gets really dry, and I can't taste a lot of stuff still. So hopefully that will come back, but they don't know for sure. And I am going next week on Friday to see my endocrinologist to kind of get an update and see where we go. But right now I'm dealing with doctors, so that's a whole nother story. But hopefully when I go back, it'll all be okay. They are concerned about a bone back here behind my tongue that showed some cancer in it when they did the scan a couple of weeks ago. So we're just hoping that the radiation will take care of that. But in the middle of all of this, I've still been working my business, and I'm thankful for that, that I can still work it while laying on the couch and being sick and everything. So, and yes, Success Club, I wasn't really consistent with it when I first started, like I said, because I was just doing it for the discount. But once I set my mind to it last January, I set a goal to hit Success Club 5 every month. And even through all of this, it ended up happening. And so that was a huge victory for me, to hit it every month. And then this year so far, I've hit Success Club 10 the last 2 months. And so I'm working on that again, and that's my new goal. So that is where I am at right now. And I'm going to get my notes out and start sharing about social media. I did this call with my coaches about 2 weeks ago, and it really was a great call, and all of them just kind of took off with it and actually started applying all of these tips and stuff. So it's been really good. So first off, we don't want to always be posting Beachbody on everything. I did that when I first became a coach, and I just kind of did it too much. I was using stock photos and things like that. Now that I've kind of been in the business longer, I've dialed back and I do more personal stuff, because people aren't really connected to Beachbody. I mean, they see the infomercials and the advertisements all the time. That's not what they're going to really come to you for. They're coming to you for you. So that's where the relationship really is, and that's what's really important, and that's what sets us aside from everyone else. So you really want to post like an 80-20 rule. So like 80% like personal, fun, motivational stuff, and then 20% like business and challenge groups and stuff like that. So that's just a good mindset to have, so that you're not always Beachbody on there. You want to be posting to your market. So everybody's market is going to be different, because we all have different things in our life. So right now, I have been getting so many people that are dealing with thyroid problems. Like Instagram never was really a big thing for me, and I still really don't know a whole lot about it. But I know hashtags on Instagram are where it's at. And so lately I've been doing like thyroid cancer hashtags and Thyka sisters, and just all these hashtags that I found recently through other thyroid people. And I've gotten like 4 or 5 different people just within the last week that have been messaging me and wanting help. So that's kind of where my new market is at right now, is just helping people to deal with this. And I've even signed a couple of coaches since then with the same issues, and they're going through treatments and things like that. So you really have to key into your market and then post to those people. We don't want to post to everyone, because that's not who we want to attract. You want to attract your specific market. So if it's a stay-at-home mom, or if it's a working mom, or if they're a nurse or a teacher or whoever, you want to be posting to that person every single time. So you're talking to that person when you're posting. And you want to share that most of the time that market is someone that's just like you. And so you want to talk to that person just like it was the old you, so you can help them. You know, I was feeling this way, but now I'm feeling this way. You know, we want to share our journey, but we don't want to be negative Nelly all the time either. So you want to share your journey and share your workouts, but we don't want to always just, like I said, have Beachbody and workouts like that's it. You know, we want to, I know it's hard sometimes to share our families and our kids, and we want to protect them. But the great thing about Facebook is you can change that little post up at the top. If you click on the little arrow drop down thing, and you can make it if it's public or friends or whoever you choose. So if it is like certain things like about my kids, they're only to my friends, like they're only to that group that I choose. So I can protect my kids still. And sometimes, yes, I do share a picture of me and my girls like publicly. But, you know, I am very protective over them too. And a lot of my coaches were scared about sharing their life on Facebook, but we can choose what you show. But you still have to be relatable and share as much as possible and share your journey, because that's what's going to draw the people in. And our page is our storefront. So whenever people come to our page, that's what they see. That's what they're going to judge us on. So if you're sending out a message, most of the time before they even respond to you, they're going to come and look at your page, and they're going to come and look and see what you've been doing and what you're posting, and if you're consistent and what kind of person you are before they ever respond to you. So that's so important and key for us to have a good page that's not filled with just randomness or just vomiting Beachbody on everybody. We want to be a person that they want to follow. So you need to think about how you were before you even became a coach, and are you someone that they would want to follow? So you have to really go and think about how you felt before you knew the business, because a lot of people don't know what this is. And so you have to think about it when you come to that page. Are you going to be like, yeah, I don't want to follow this person, like it's just them sharing the same thing over and over or whatever. So we have to keep that in mind. And you're your greatest brand. You are who people are going to be attracted to. So they're going to be looking for that support and the accountability and the consistency. So if you just are only posting whenever you're having a new challenge group, and then you kind of fall off for a couple weeks and then decide to come back again and do another challenge group, they're not going to be consistently following you or want to stick with you. It's really important to always post something every day, but you don't want to only post just to be posting. So I know sometimes people say like post like 4 or 5 times a day or whatever, but quality over quantity is way better than just posting just to be posting. So a good time of the day for my market, and it's a good time for other people as well, is early in the morning or whatever, when people drop their kids off. They're going to get on Facebook and kind of see what's going on. And then around lunchtime, when people have their lunch breaks and things like that, they're going to be back on there just seeing what's going on in Facebook world. And then later on in the night, like after bedtime, after they put their kids to bed or they're about to go to bed, it's another good time to be posting. Because a lot of times if you're not posting in the right time, then those posts aren't ever going to be seen. Let me see where I'm at. Another good thing is to post the pictures of you and not using stock photos. And also when you're announcing like your challenge groups and stuff, don't use the stock photos like that you see from Beachbody. And I know it's posted sometimes on Thrive, the samples of the pictures, but really it's not a good thing to use because it doesn't have that connection point to them. You should use a picture with you in it, and then you could do your little words on the side about what's going on and all of that. So the personal pictures are way better than the stock photos. Randomly and occasionally you can, throw in a stock photo here and there, but you don't want to always be using that, especially when you're inviting to a challenge group or a business opportunity. It needs to be your face that they're seeing. A thing that I do to save time is I try to kind of stock photos in my camera album in my phone. That way, if it comes up and I need to post something, I'm not spending 3 hours trying to come up with a post. Like I already have something in there that I can use to do it. So I video myself doing my workouts, and sometimes I'll post the video on Facebook, and then sometimes I take like the screenshots from the video to get more of a crisp picture, and then I just save a bunch of them, and then I can go back and I can do the quotes on it when I have time later on, and just have it waiting and saved in there so that I can post it at random times, and I'm not always having to search for something or go and do my own picture right then. And then also, if I am dressed and my hair is done or something, which it usually isn't, I take pictures then too. So like if we're at church or whatever, you can even change your shirt a couple times and do a couple of selfies and have those saved for later on too. Also be thinking of like posts that you want to talk about. So if you're out and you think of something that would be good for you to post about, go ahead and put that like in Evernote or your notepad or whatever on your phone, and go ahead and start kind of writing it up, or even just writing down the idea. And then when you have time later on, or if you're driving somewhere and your husband's driving, you can kind of write a post just to save as well. So that's a good time saver and something to always kind of have in your back pocket so that you have it for later on and you're not stressing about what to post and when. And then doing quotes on your pictures are really important too, so that, instead of using, again, the stock motivational quote or whatever, putting that quote on your picture is going to get so much more attraction than just posting that generic picture of the quote. And then looking for quotes that are different. Instead of we all post the same quote over and over, then people are going to overlook it. But kind of taking your time and searching for, unique quotes And then saving those and putting them on there is going to get a lot more attraction too, and even shares. Like people will even be sharing your pictures, and that's going to get more attraction coming back to your page as well. And then another thing is really hard to do is being vulnerable in your post, but it's really important to do. So I know that from the very start of this whole cancer journey, like from the day one, like I felt like the calling from God to share this journey. And a lot of people have kind of been like, why do you share all of this? But that was like from day one, before it was even confirmed it was cancer. Like I had God tell me that this was cancer and it was going to be okay, and that I needed to share this journey. And so I've just been following that. And so every single thing, like I'm open with, and I share if I have a good day or if I have a bad day, or, you know, if my workout was hard or whatever, but I always make a good positive twist on the end, you know, too. And so even if I'm on the couch all day and then I get up and I can finally do my workout, I share how hard it was, but I also share how much better it made me feel once I got that workout in. And so it's just really important to be vulnerable and to be open. And it's okay to be real. Like we have to be real. We can't just act like it's all, you know, rainbows and butterflies. Like you have to share your real life to be relatable to other people. But like I said, too, you don't want to be negative all the time either, so that people don't want to be attracted to you and come and follow you. And sharing things like, you know, personal things, like if you go into your closet and you can't find anything to wear and you're stressed out because your jeans don't fit, or it's becoming tank top season and you're scared because you don't like your arms or whatever, like sharing that and then sharing where you're at now. So now you used to hate summer and spring coming up, but now you're looking forward to it because you've been working out and your arms are actually getting to where they want to be and things like that. So you have to share your journey and share where you were and where you've come to. So, you know, it's kind of like when we're at the park or something and we're out there and they're like, oh, it's terrible twos. And we're all like, yes, and we get it, you know, because we relate to that. It's the same thing with this. Like you have to share what's going on because that's somebody else is going in their closet and having the same moment. And then they see that you were there and where you're at now. So it's really important to share that. It's so, so important to share your story and where you're going every single day. Also, a good thing to do is with your workouts, kind of sharing like what workout it is and like what day you're on and things like that, because then people are going to keep checking back to see your transformation. And they also want to see the program to see what it is. And so whenever you say like, I'm on day 17 of hammer and chisel and this is what we did and whatever, people are going to come back to that more than they will if you just post your workout selfie every day. They're not really going to follow you as much as if they know what you're doing and they can relate to that more. Whenever another thing about like if you're posting about coaching, you know, you could share more of like you know, paying for your gas or paying for your groceries, or how you get to stay at home with your kids now and you don't have to miss their things at school and stuff like that. So I shared that a couple of weeks ago when Tegan was at home sick with her ear, and I shared that I was thankful that I didn't have to have a job to call into to be at home with my baby, and that I get to be there with her no matter what. I also share about me being able to work my business from my couch, even going through cancer. I don't have to worry about going into a job and them, you know, not letting me be at home and still getting a paycheck. So that's another thing you can share about coaching, is how you're able to do that. Or if you are still working, you can share about how you're, you know, you have the extra income and your long-term goal is to be at home, and how you can still work this business while you're there. Let's see where I'm at. Okay, so this is another big one. So interacting with people on their pages. Facebook is really tricky about who sees your stuff. And so only about 10% of the people on our friends list are actually seeing our stuff. So I know that sometimes we post things and we're like, where's all these people at? Or they'll say, you know, I didn't even see your post. Like I get that all the time. And I'm like, are you serious? Like I post every day. And so it's kind of crazy how it works. But the more interaction you have on your page, the more they're going to show you on people's pages and on random people's pages as well. So it's really important to do those interactive like posts. And so, you know, like a trivia question or I don't know, just any kind of question. So like yesterday I did one about how old were you when you first had your baby. So like I got so many people commenting on there. And so every time they comment on there though, you need to reply back to that person and tag them back, because again, that gives you another interactive like thing in Facebook. So they're going to say, oh, well, so not just one thing from this person, now I'm going to get two, because that person commented on me and I commented back to them. So I'll always tag the person. And right now it's kind of easy, because if you just put reply on Facebook, it pretty much already types their name in and then you can reply back to them. So always tag the person, because that gives you more interaction as well. And then whenever you are friending someone, we need to be friending people like every day. So I try to aim for like 3 to 5 friends a day. And then I make a list of who I'm adding, and I go on there and I try to interact with that person every single day. So if they're posting something, I'm going to go in there, and if you comment on their pictures, they're going to like it even more. And so you can like it too, or you can comment on there, but that starts building that relationship with them. And then they're going to come back to you and be like, well, who is this person? And they're going to come back to your page and start checking you out. And that's going to start building that relationship. Now, I don't go back like weeks or anything and be like a creeper. But, you know, if it's within like the last couple of days, I'll go in there and I'll post on their pictures. And then I try to keep up with it and go in there every day and just kind of start liking their stuff and commenting. And then they're going to come back to you in turn and check you out. And that's going to be a good way to start that. You can find these friends through the mutual list suggestion on Facebook, or go into your friends pages and looking for mutual friends, but don't add the people that already have Beachbody friends, because that might be someone they're trying to work with, or it might already be a coach. So I always click on their name and kind of look at their about section and see who they are, because some of them, you know, might end up being like a Plexus person or something. So I always want to click on them and kind of check it out before I add that friend. And then another big thing that I've been doing is in groups on Facebook. So just kind of like the same thing as Instagram. Like if you just search on Instagram, like hashtags, like if you're into running, like just search the hashtag running, it's going to pull up a bunch of people, and you can kind of go in there and see if you like this person and friend them, follow them. And the same thing on Facebook with groups. Like you can find a group for pretty much anything. So if you get on the group thing and you start getting into some of the groups and then just interacting in those groups. And then I've been adding friends from there as well. So like I'm in a Little Rock Air Force Base wives page. I'm in a Cabot moms page, and, you know, just things like that. And I used to just kind of be there, but not really comment. And then recently, like if it's just a random post, like I make the point to go and comment on it. So like if somebody is always asking for like a good dentist or a good doctor, or, you know, somewhere to take their kids to play or something. And so I know it seems like time consuming and random, but when you post on those things, like it's so crazy that the people are like, oh, thanks. And then they start talking to you, and you just start building a relationship off of something that seems silly to start with, but it really does kind of get the relationship going. So that's part of my power hour too, is I go in there and I check my groups, and if there's something that I can comment on, then I comment on that. And then I start building that relationship with those people just from those random posts, and then I friend them from there, and then we move on from there. Let's see, I talked about that. Okay, and then the hey girl messages are awesome once you kind of build this relationship and you have your friends on there and you've kind of talked back and forth. Just sending a random hey girl message like, hey girl, how are you doing today? Or, you know, if you know something about them, like if they have an appointment coming up, well, hey girl, how'd your appointment go? And you don't have to ever ask anything about a challenge group or anything about coaching, but whenever you send those messages, they feel so good that you reached out to them and you remembered something and you care about it. So I try to write down stuff when people tell me, so that I kind of can go back to, and that means so much to them, and that builds that relationship, so that when you are having a business opportunity call or a challenge group coming up, it's not like a cold invite anymore. You already have that relationship built up, and then it's easier to do that. And then running free groups is a good thing to do. So if it's a clean eating group or an arm workout or ab group or whatever, so like a 5 to 7 day group is an awesome way to invite people, and then asking for referrals. So that could even be like something that they have to do to get into your group. Like they have to tag somebody on the comment to bring into the group to be added. And also when you sell a challenge pack, always ask them if they can refer anybody else. And I mean, most of the time they're going to have a friend or a family member that they would know already, and then they can invite them to come with you. So then instead of one challenge pack, you're selling two. So always ask for that. And then they're going to stick with it more too if they know somebody that's going to do it as well. And I also offer incentives for that. So I'll say, like, if you refer someone, then you both get a prize or a gift if they both come. Like, they can't just invite the person and then I give them a gift. Like, I will give them a gift if they both commit and buy a challenge pack. So that's a good way to do it. And also just in offering gifts for challenge packs. I always, I think it has to be around like $20 for the rules of Beachbody, but I always try to offer like a fixate book, because we can order that through our account and it's only like $14, but to them it's $20, so they don't really know how much we're paying for it. So I offer a fixate book or like a headband or an extra set of containers for the 21-day fix. Journals, like anything you want to do like that that's within $20, and or even just like $20 PayPal. Like, I'll just PayPal somebody $20 for ordering their pack. And whenever I offer that, they always just seem to think that's like the best thing whenever they get a gift for signing up. So that's another way to help people to do that. And then another thing that Tara and I have talked about is Facebook events, and you can just kind of use that as a landing page and just set it up, and you don't really have to even invite to that. You can invite to it if you want, but you could just have it set up and it's set as public, and then when people see it, they're going to come to that, and then you can use that as a way to invite from there. Some people do invite to it, and then if that person says that they're going to come, it gives them it shows a notification in other people's pages as well. So it kind of gets you seen more. So if Tara was coming to my event, and it will say Tara's coming to Twyla's event, but her friends are going to see that as well. So then they're going to be like, what's Tara going to? And they're going to go and click on it and see what your page is about. So that's a good way to be seen, as well as the free groups and stuff, because once they're in that free group, they kind of start building that relationship with you too. And then you can always share about your challenge group coming up from that group. And they've already kind of, made that relationship. They start trusting you. They start seeing results, and they start seeing what the group is all about. And then they're going to go from there and be more likely to buy something from you. Sharing the value in a challenge pack is really important, because a lot of times people just see the number, how much it is, and they immediately turn away from it. I always tell my coaches to never talk price on Facebook publicly. Whenever someone asks, I always say, I'll send you a message, and then I take it off of Facebook and we do it just one-on-one. And then I never say the price from the first message anyway. Like, even if they ask me, I'm like, well, what's your goals, and do you have any diet restrictions or physical restrictions, and what do you do? I always put the ball back in their court, make them reply back to me with their stuff, so they start kind of getting more vulnerable and more open, and we chat back and forth about that for a while before I ever answer the question about how much it is. So I always share about how awesome the group is and how important it is to be in a challenge group, and what all we do and what all we share, and all of that and everything that comes in it, and how important Shakeology is and everything like that before I talk the price. And then I say the price, so that they really understand that value before, so they're not turned off immediately. Let's see. So another thing is showing your emotion in your call to action. So instead of just saying like 21 days to lose weight, join me, like, you need to share something like, think about how you felt when you first started this journey. So you want to share, just kind of back to where the closet thing is. So, spring break is coming up, and think about, a lot of people are terrified of swimsuits and stuff. So you could be like, I know it, I walked into Target the other day and there were swimsuits all over, but now I'm not really worried about spring break anymore or summer, because I've been doing such and such, and this has gotten me to where I am now. And I'd love to have you join me for that extra accountability and stuff like that. Also being vulnerable with you and showing that you need the accountability too, because the challenge groups are just as important for us to stay motivated too. So right now I'm kind of in between programs, and I'm going to be starting hardcore on Monday, but I've just been kind of doing random workouts, you know, every day, but I don't really have a schedule. So I've been sharing that, and I've been asking for extra accountability from other people, and it kind of turns it around on them, and then they feel like they need to be there too to help me as well. So so that's a good thing. Let's see. You need to have a schedule of when you're going to post. Don't just randomly post. Like, you need to have a set schedule. So you need to have, like, if you're going to run a challenge group, you either, you know, say you run it like the first week of every month, or you're going to do 2 and you're going to run it the 1st and then the 15th or whatever. Have a schedule, and then about 2 weeks before that time, start setting up your invites and setting up your little jabs and talking about your challenge group and all of that before. Don't wait until like 2 days before your challenge group and then automatically, oh no, I have to start inviting. Like, you need to be prepared. And whenever you have a set schedule, it's easier for you to stick to, and it's easier for your coaches underneath you to stick to and know what to invite to, especially with like your sneak peeks and stuff. Like, if you have a set, the 3rd Thursday of every month, we're going to do a sneak peek, then they already know in their mind that that's what they're going to be looking forward to. And it just makes it easier for you to have that as well. Yeah, change up the way you do your posts. So sometimes if you ask for them to leave their email, the next time you could ask for them to just comment, I'm in. Just changing up a little bit of the wording seems to make a difference sometimes. Like, sometimes people don't want to leave their email, so I leave them my email they can email me to, or I just, you know, say I'm in, and then I'll contact them or whatever. Just changing up the way that that you do your call to actions, and that really helps too. Even if you use the same type of wording for your challenge groups every month, you can do that. Just do it like a different picture and just change a couple of the words. You don't have to think of something new every single time. And then if you have something that's working, save that. If you have something that's getting a lot of traction and action on your page, then save that, and a couple months later, do it again. Like, a lot of the people are going to be new that's going to see it, and you don't have to think of something brand new every single day. Like, we can reuse stuff. It's okay to do that. Let me see where I am at. The follow-ups, I always say the fortune is in the follow-ups. So a lot of times people will say they're interested, and then you'll chat back and forth. They'll say they'll get back to you, and then it's several weeks later, and you're like, what happened to this person? So you need to have a list of who you're in contact with, and then go back and follow up with those people. And then a lot of times they just aren't ready at that time. And I don't just say, okay, fine, and like throw my hands up to them. You know, I go back to them, and every time I have another challenge group, I invite them to that and see if it's a better time. And a lot of times they do come back around. So just because someone says no the first time doesn't mean that they're just forever a no. Like, you can always go back and check with them, and most of the time they're going to come back to you. Personal development is really huge because we do get told no a lot, and we're going through a lot. So you need to find a personal development book that is good for you and whatever you're going through at the time. And then you can share that on your social media. So say when you first wake up and you read your personal development, you can share a take from that. That's your first post of the day. So you can do that. You can do like recipes. You can post your lunch every day, you know, kind of have a set schedule so that people will know what they're looking for, and they're going to come back to you, because that personal development every morning, that might be what they need. Or they might be looking for lunch ideas or dinner ideas, so they know they can come to your page and find that. But if you just randomly do it, they're not going to come and follow you, because they don't know when you're going to be doing it. Like, you have to be consistent with these things. And like I said, with Instagram, like, it's a lot less words, it's more pictures. So your pictures have to be, you know, really good. And then on the picture, you're pretty much having your call to action on the picture, because a lot of people aren't going to read the comments and things. So a lot of the stuff has to be on the picture for Instagram. And then hashtags are huge for Instagram, like I said. So find those hashtags that relate to whatever market it is that you're going to, and use hashtags. And you can use 30 hashtags on Instagram, and you need to use the hashtags in the comments, not in your posts. Like, not when you put your picture, like in the wording. Like, you need to post your picture, post your little blurb, and then in the first comment underneath that, put all your hashtags, and max it out every time. Use 30. Like, what's the harm? Like, you need to use that to reach out to other people. Your profile picture needs to be you. People want to come to you. Again, it's your storefront. So when they come to you, they're not looking for your dog, or they're not looking for your kid. They're looking for you. So it has to be a picture of you on your profile picture. A good time to post. I'm going to give you a schedule of the posting that I do, and I've got this from a lot of top coaches too, so it really helps. On Friday, you need to kind of keep it lighthearted. Saturday, you want to show your social side, show you going out and doing something or whatever. Sunday, of course, in the morning, I usually post like a scripture or something like that because we're at church. You can share that. But Sunday nights are an amazing time to do challenge group invitations and challenge group posts, because people have gone through the weekend and they've ate crappy and they feel bad about themselves, and now they're looking to start a new thing on Monday and get back on track, or just to start something brand new. So Sunday nights is a fantastic time to post your challenge group invites and your call to actions. Even on Mondays is a good time to post a business post. Sundays and Mondays are great days to post. Sunday nights and Mondays, people are, getting back to not wanting to go to work the next day, and so they're looking for something else. So they're going to be, putting their husbands off to work again, and they're not wanting them to work, so they're wanting to look for another thing, or they're not wanting to wake up and go to go to work the next day, and so they're going to be that's a good time to post about your business opportunities, because Mondays nobody likes. So, and Tuesdays through Thursdays is kind of just like a combination of everything above. So, you can share the business part and you can share the health part and the funny stuff and all of that, but your big call to actions need to be on Sundays and Mondays. My thing is too, on Sunday nights, like I get a really good response whenever I send up my follow-up messages on Sunday nights. Like sometimes if they haven't responded to me through the weekend, I don't do it on Friday or Saturday because everybody's busy with like their family and things like that. But on Sunday evenings, I usually get a good response from my follow-ups that night too. So I just kind of check in with people and I'll get a good response then. And just being specific and being consistent and just really posting to your target market is really going to grow, and doing that with your power hour. Like I really, really suggest a power hour and having all these things listed so that you're focused and you can go in there and get knocked out, and sending out those invites every day and adding those friends every day to build your market, and just being you. And again, don't vomit beach body everywhere. Be you, and be relatable and be vulnerable. And I think that's pretty much all I have.
Okay, I'm unmuting me for a minute. Well, I'll unmute everyone. Wait. Okay, I'm unmuting everyone. Thank you, Twyla. I'm going to add to that. I want you guys to really think about who you are, what are your interests, what are your hobbies, and think of 5 things that describe you, like what you're about. Like me, I'm an adoptive mom. I love cooking recipes. I'm a major foodie. I enjoy digital scrapbooking and photography and all those type of things. So I want you to think about who you are, what your interests and hobbies are, or even a new skill you want to learn, and then go search for groups that have that hobby, interest, or skill, and join the groups. Don't go in talking about Beachbody. Just go in to be in a community of like-minded people that you enjoy the same things. So it could even be like a local moms group. It can be whatever. Say you love canning vegetables. I'm sure there's a group for it. So think about who you are, at least 5. You can do more if you want to be an overachiever. And go search for those groups. And at the end of this call, at the end of the day, I want to know what your 5 interests are. So just comment in the team page on the when I posted the picture of Twyla and I for our team call, what your 5 interests are. So I just know and know that you're doing it. Another thing is you need to, kind of like what Twyla said, you are your storefront. So I know at times I get a little gung-ho and get a little excited and I start posting like crazy because I just can't control myself, or I have a goal I'm trying to hit and I just want people to feel the passion with me. they're not going to. So think about how you feel when you look at other people's Facebook pages, whether they're Jamboree consultants or Thrive or Plexus or those stupid It Work Wraps people. And I probably shouldn't say that. It Work Wraps people. But not the steep tea people, because we love them.
Exactly.
Isn't that right, Tara? Okay.
Yes.
So think about how you feel when you see friends that are doing a multi-level marketing from home selling thing, and try not to be that person. Like, if there's someone just really irritating you, don't do what they do. Don't post as much as they do, because it's real easy to click the unfollow button or the unfriend button, and they're with your contact that really needed your services. So I want you guys to just keep those couple things in mind. And also with event pages, like what Twyla was talking about, like we do it for sneak peeks. We have an event that we can invite people to. I just recently did it for the 22-minute hardcore kickoff. I didn't send invites to that unless people asked me about it. And I'm like, oh, let me just send you an invite and you can check it out. Like, I didn't do like invite all friends, because how do you feel? How many invites do you get in a week of, you know, a Pampered Chef online party or a Jamboree online party? You don't want to annoy your network. You want to help your network. And so I just want you to kind of think along those lines. How would you want to be treated by one of your friends who are in a similar situation of selling something or providing a service? And I think that's all I had to add to what Twyla had to say, because she rocks.
That was awesome. Thank you, Twyla. It's awesome.
You're welcome.
Do any of you guys have questions for Twyla or myself?
Let's say, for instance, like, you know, you post, and I know, let me go back to my notes. 1 second. You were saying have like a plan when posting, and like, you know, 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Maybe people have also said like 3, you know, like we're sitting in the car waiting for our kids to come out, you know, mom's getting on their phones. And then in the evening. So let's say that it was 4 times. Let's say I posted at 8, 12, 3, and then like 9 or whatever. So what, how much of that would be, could like one post be like a personal development with working out, and then next one's a recipe, and then the next one would be just family, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much business or health related stuff, not just Beachbody, would you put in?
1. 1.
You said 1.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Tara's mind's blown. 1.
Okay, but okay, so what would you do if you had your workout selfie with, like, you know, you talked about putting a quote on it, personal development quote, like if you could combine them both, would you just do that one and do nothing else, like no recipes or anything the rest of the day? Do you know what I'm saying?
You can, I mean, you can do a recipe and things like that too. It's just changing it up to where you're not always doing the same thing. Let me pull up my power hour, but it's like nutrition is 1, motivation is 1, my workout is 1. Rocky's home now, so it's loud. Hang on. So motivation is 1 of the posts, and then lifestyle/personal is 1, and engaging question advice post is 1. So I always try to do like an engaging post every day, something that's funny, and then a workout/nutrition. So most of the time I do a workout every day, or I mean, I post something about every day. And then if you have like, you can do like what I ate Wednesday, you know, where you do a recipe every Wednesday instead of every single day. or, you know, Thankful Thursday. So if you kind of go with themes like that too, that it's publicly known, like Throwback Thursdays and stuff like that, if you kind of play along with that and use those hashtags and use that on social media, it kind of gets seen more too. So like whenever it was the Super Bowl, like I hashtag Super Bowl like on every post that I did, even if it wasn't related to the Super Bowl, because it was still getting the traction from people clicking on Super Bowl. And then like, you know, the Oscars or whatever like that, you kind of got to stick with what's going on in the environment and the world too, and kind of play along with that on your posts too, even if it's just your hashtags or whatever. But don't just post a picture and then just do a random hashtag. Like I said, you always need to have something that's relatable and like an actual story, you know, that shows yourself and, you know, the connection or whatever. But so like I try to kind of rotate what I do throughout the week. Like every day I'm not going to do an engaging post, and every day I'm not going to do something funny because it's going to get old, you know. But I try to do it, you know, at least a few times a week. So.
Okay. And Tara, what I do is I do 1 to 2 posts a day, kind of depending on how much I'm posting for the day. But say like Monday is my motivational Monday. I find a cool quote or scripture or something that is, or even a video. Like I've gone to YouTube and done motivational videos like, wow, this is so cool. Check this out or whatever. And that's my first post of Monday. And so that is my motivational Monday. And then throughout the rest of the day, I'll share my life. And you can indirectly share your freedom as a coach and all that without saying it. Like showing yourself taking lunch to your kids to school. Well, there's moms at work that wish they could do that. So they're going to figure out, it's saying my internet connection is unstable, so I'm really sorry if it's glitchy. Anyways, they will be more interested in like, man, how is she doing that?
I got a phone call. I'll be right back.
You're fine. So they know that Glenn is in the oil field, and you know, like, how was she able to do that when his
right
job is at risk or whatever the case might be? You don't even have to put a face, like make it a Beachbody thing, but showing that you were able to take Cole lunch one day at school,
right,
will speak to that mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I find that like sometimes I do, like this morning I didn't even show my workout. I just showed my fitness tip of taking the Energize
right
early before you can make excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Talk yourself out of your workout. I didn't have to do a sweaty selfie. I didn't have to do any of that. And I posted it, obviously my first post of the day. The next day, like tomorrow, my Beachbody post might not be until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of me drinking my Shakeology while I'm in the car pickup line. So I changed the time of day. I do my 1 post of Beachbody each day so I can catch different people at different whatever. And I change up what I'm sharing. And that's when the Thrive calendar comes in really big, because they give that theme for every day or a suggestion of what to share. Something else is in our file section in our Victory Crew.
Mm-hmm.
I have some social media sharing, like tips and what the day themes could be, like a whole list of them. There's some even in the Thrive Drive and Team Thrive. And what else is in? I have tons of stuff in the file section.
Okay, I'll look.
And there's also a whole bunch of like professional development in there too. And I try to make that, like, even if I just find a quote in my professional development, like I will put that quote on one of my pictures, like, oh, I was reading this today and this really spoke to me, blah, blah, blah. And I make it my Instagram and Facebook posts at the same time. So I do my 1 post a day, but it's at different times of the day each day. But you can still show your freedom and your healthy lifestyle. Like just me taking the kids to the zoo, showing that I had energy to like spend all day like walking around the zoo with them, and like just having that as part of my wow, I can't believe I'm able to keep up with my kids today. How much fun are we having? And like showing my kids like running in front of me or whatever. Without even saying I would not have energy if it wasn't for Beachbody and Shakeology and 22-day or 21-day fix or whatever. So
I find that I get a lot of response when I'm showing a picture of like Cole and I working out together.
Oh yeah.
I get a lot of response from that. So those types of when I'm involving the kids or and I think about how we like to, Morgan loves to cook with me. We love to bake. So, I'm just kind of thinking in my mind of like us making like one of the meals from Fixate together or something. And,
Well, there's like, you're really good. Like one of your posts that you do that's really awesome is your meal planning for the week. And you see the Fixate cookbook with your calendar.
Right.
You don't even have to say Beachbody. You can be like, man, planning my menu for my family to make sure they're eating healthy every week is such a joy.
Right.
Have that in the picture.
Right.
You're indirectly showing them healthy eating, all the stuff that people are wanting to do. There are tons of moms who want to know how the heck what's another way to fix chicken? I'm tired of baked chicken. Like what do you do with it? And so just showing those without even talking product or company or anything sometimes has a lot of results. Like right now, I'm totally using the cuteness of my child. Like, fitness videos, and he like shows off his muscles, and I mean, he's just goofy or like a silly, like Cole working out with you. Like your kids sell it, man. You don't need to say anything. Like that is you being a mom. That is you entertaining your kid and leading by example. I mean, even your hashtag can be like little eyes always watching or fit family or whatever the case might be. But it's just a picture of you and Cole hanging out. So it's just something to think about. Just kind of take a step back and think about the year that you were not signed up with me, that you were watching me. Like what attracted you other than us being friends for several years, but what attracted you to my fitness journey? What spoke to you? Where were you at then? And what made the biggest impact for you? And then just duplicate that. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to be super creative. I mean, it's simple. Just keep it as simple as possible because you want to be duplicatable. So when you recruit new coaches for you, you don't want them seeing this amazing Photoshop picture that's all professional and they don't feel like they could do that. It's unreachable for them. I mean, yes, you want it to be good quality, but think about where you were, like what Twyla said. Like we learned in our marketing training, it's like Island A to Island B. Island A is where you were sick and tired of being sick and tired. You were worn out mama. You were overweight or whatever the case might be. Island B is where your results are, where you want to be. The boat to get there is us. We're the ones that have the tools to get them to where they want to be. So, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? I completely understand. I was a worn out mom, put myself on the back burner, frustrated, irritable, cranky mess. And now I'm able to enjoy time with my family, have more energy. I've lost 20 pounds or whatever the case might be. Thankful for blah, 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 whatever that boat was at that time. Or thankful for whatever, like putting myself back on the priority list or whatever the case might be. So.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And I also, everybody always is like kissing their Shakeology cup and stuff like that. It's like, if you kind of indirectly place the Shakeology cup in your pictures, but you're not like you
Yeah.
know, and it's just kind of sitting on your table. Yeah, like it could be sitting on your table and you're taking a picture of your kid and it just happens to be in the corner of your picture. You know, it's stuff like that that's not like all in your face, but it's just, it's there still, you know?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay.
Rush, girls. I have to, it's 11:03.
Okay, Twyla, talk real quick so you're on the speaker screen.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take a picture. Cheese. Oh, wait. Okay, cheese. Okay, I just had to do a screenshot.
Yay. Well, this has been good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's awesome. Lots of notes. Lots and lots of
and
notes.
I will share my takeaways too. I have it all typed up, so I will give that to Tara and she can post it on y'all's page.
Okay, awesome.
Bye, Tara. You go have fun.
Thanks, girl.
Bye.
Bye. See y'all later.
See you later, girl.
Hey, Misty, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any questions, or it doesn't even have to be this related? Is there something you need, or
I do have a few questions. I've actually been jotting them down. Most of them are probably not related to this, but one of them I do need to find out. She mentioned the military deal and being a military family. Of course, I haven't turned my deal in yet. Do you know, is there a form or what is it that I need to turn in on the military deal?
I will help you. It's limited to one per family.
Okay.
So I would do it on Kevin.
Okay.
So it would be free underneath you, and then like his commission for his monthly whatever, like I think you did performance line for him.
Uh-huh.
For his home direct, the commission you get off him will actually pay your business fee plus some. So
Okay.
that will make you get the benefit of it all. But yes, I will help you do that today.
Okay.
It's really
Cool.
easy and it's fast.
It is easy and fast. And you get, they get it done within like 3 business days. So he should never see a charge if we hop on and do that quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my other question was, is there can you order business cards through Beachbody, or is that something that you can independently order?
You can do it either way.
Okay.
The ones through Beachbody, they have just a few different options, but you can go through like Go Print or like Vistaprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's several different ones that you can go and just use one of their templates and type it in. There are some rules what it needs to say on your card for compliance, and I'll make sure to get all that to you. Like it wants to make sure that you put
Independent.
the wording.
I think it has to be independent body coach.
Independent Beachbody Coach, I think is what it needs to say as your title underneath you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Misty, I have a question for you. Did you just put Kevin underneath you to get the benefit, or is he actually wanting to do this with you? Do I need to add him to our team page?
Well, he is the least Facebooking person you will ever find.
Okay.
But everything is also a complete challenge to him. Everything is a competition.
Okay.
So he wants to sell.
Okay.
And he does, so far he's more of going to a gym type person. He hasn't started doing any of the videos or workouts. I'm trying to get him pushing towards that, the hardcore, since it's military based. So we'll see if I can convince him to do that. But he's really interested mostly in the supplements and stuff so far.
Okay. You can always take Beachbody on demand to the gym too, and do the workout right there on the phone or tablet or whatever. So
okay,
it's made for gym too, people. I was just curious if I needed to add him, because some people add spouses just for building and income, and some people add spouses because they want to work. So I was just curious.
He's got a few guys that he works with at his job that have shown a little bit of interest in it, and one of them actually uses Shakeology already, but he doesn't have a coach. So
Awesome.
Kevin's doing that. He's like, I am so going to take you down. Like, sweet. Benefits me still.
Exactly.
Your paycheck is my paycheck.
That's right. You can just make money off of him. Let him do it. That's how me and my husband are too. We're very competitive with each other. And whenever I was pushing to go diamond, he was like, I bet I can hit diamond before you. And he seriously signed up 5 people, and I started having like panic attacks. Like, oh my gosh, she's so going to beat me. But then he totally decided to let me hit it. And now he still has the same 5 people. So whatever.
But yeah, go ahead and add him to the stuff. I'll probably have to sit down with him tonight and like force him to get onto Facebook to log in and everything. But I told him, I was like, well, if you're going to do it, then I get your Facebook login so I can start posting as you also.
Right.
So,
yeah, we need
a lot of the stuff will be me helping him out on the Facebook side, and then he can like handle all the other side of it.
Right. We need to make sure you both have your direct deposit set up too. Have you gone?
Okay, yeah, I have not done that yet, so I'll need to do that.
Yeah, you'll want to do that like before, like today.
Okay.
Before Wednesday, because your first commission check for signing up Kevin will be next Thursday.
Okay, yeah, I was actually fixing to get on there because I have a friend who showed interest in wanting to order the size, and I was planning on doing it anyway. So I was like, well, if you do the size, I'll do it at the same time with you. She lives about an hour and a half from me, so I was like, that way we can like be accountable for each other.
Right.
So I'll be on later today getting the size.
And we need to change your placement too. So whatever side that Kevin's on, we need to make sure your personal placement, you set it for the next side, which I can walk you through. So in case someone decides to sign up, Weston, someone decides to sign up, you will have one on each leg, and that will be emerald for you. So you're just one person away from getting team bonuses and all kinds of fun things happening.
Awesome.
So did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I think that was it for now. I have my little notes of things I need to do from listening to the call.
Awesome. I'll get with you later to make sure you understand how to. I have videos on my YouTube channel on how to do everything I just told you to do. I will link you up in the group so you can see it all.
Okay.
And I think that's it. Thanks, Twyla.
You're welcome.
All right. Talk to you guys later.
All right, bye.